More HVAC profit one day at a time. Hi, this is Josh Horn of Horn Valuation. I help owners build, value, and sell their business. Chop wood, carry water. Phil Jackson famously said that when he was the coach of the Chicago Bulls, and he's used it for many years when describing basic habits to win. And this is the strategy I would highly encourage you to use. One I'm going to show you, and that's a chop wood, carry water, bill right and effectively every single day to increase the profit in your HVAC business. It's simple, but not necessarily easy. But you can do it. I'm going to give you a blank template you can work with. If you have questions, reach out to me. What I have here in front of you is a daily schedule of billing out service and installation, the costs associated with those jobs, and then the gross profit on those jobs by day. Why would you want to do this? Because it's this daily habit and getting this right that can mean the difference between profit and loss, between cash flow and failure. This is how you do it. This is what I would start with first. Tracking daily your gross profit on these jobs. So what I've done here is I've laid out basic service and installation, sales, so that's what you bill it at using your ticket, your invoicing system, easy numbers to obtain. How much did I bill out for the installation? How much did I bill out for the service? Then you want to grab the cost of goods sold, COGS. You want to get the direct labor and direct materials on the service jobs and the installation jobs. You're going to want to break those out separately. Do it daily. And you may resist immediately and go, I don't have time for this. I'm going to show you that you don't have time not to do this when you see the impact of this and what it has. Now, if you're already job costing, you may be doing this, or you may have job costing, you may not quite understand it. This is the nuts and bolts of a job costing system, but it's very basic. This is how you can keep track of it and figure out how to turn your profit up, or gosh forbid, from negative to positive in some cases. How can you do this? Well, you're going to drop these in daily. I've laid out this schedule, 365 days. Even if you aren't open 365 days, a lot of your technicians probably work weekends, but I've got every day for 2021 in here. And for this particular business, we simulated that their target gross profit for service is 70%. Target gross profit for installation is 50%. This is approximately a $2 million in sales business. Why does this matter? Well, let's go to the end of the year and see how this turned out. Because they hit their targets and they knew their overhead expenses, which you have to cover every single month, right? Your rent, your utilities, your insurance, your administrative staff, all those kinds of things. Those costs are largely fixed. You've got to cover those every single month. So you have to cover those by pricing jobs correctly. And look what happened here. Because they hit their target gross profit margin and they were on top of this, they were able to cover their overhead expenses and then some. And they ended up after taxes with net income of approximately $200,000, which is 10%. You may say, well, how would I ever get to that? By doing this. And if you're taking care of your customers, you should be able to bill at a level to get this. There's no reason why you can't bill more for jobs. And once you get the hang of this, then you should be able to get more profit. Now, $200,000 may seem like a lot of money on a $2 million business, but actually it's really not, because there are a couple of pieces to keep in mind here. This is before debt service payments. So if you are acquiring vehicles, trucks, or even another business, that's going to come off the 200. That's not on your P&L. So that's going to reduce it. And then you also probably want to take some owner dividends, right? And you want to reinvest back in the business. So once you take another 100,000 or so off this, you're left with a lot less than what you started. And that money is money you can plow back into the business. So I would encourage you to shoot at least 10% by billing this way. Now let's take a look and see what happens when you don't do it this way. In this case, the business did not hit the gross profit targets and only missed them by 5% each. So the target on service, recall, was 70%. The target on installation was 50%. They hit 65 and 45. Why does that matter? Well, let's take a look. If we get to the end of the year, and as I've said before, the problem with this, if you don't do this right every day, you die a death by 365 cuts, or how many ever days you're open. But it's every single day. So if you miss this and you don't course correct, where are you going to end up at the end of the year? And this is where it really becomes a problem. In this case, with this particular scenario, we were shooting at a 55% target gross profit margin. They hit 53. And that 2% difference made a world of change to this business because they still have to cover overhead, right? The same level of overhead, fixed costs every single month. And because of that, they only ended up with approximately $52,000 of net income after taxes because they didn't bill right on the jobs throughout the year. Huge impact. What was that impact? About $150,000 of profit reduction by not doing this right up here and course correcting once you see there's a problem. I'm going to leave you with 3 final parting thoughts and the blank template, and then you can be on your way. So what should you take away from this? First, every day matters. Every billing matters. They add up. If you start out doing this incorrectly and you don't correct it, ultimately you could have an unprofitable year. Number 2, more effective, not more jobs. If your mindset is to, I'll get more jobs, I'll get more jobs, I'll get more jobs, you're not going to be effective. You're not going to make more profit. Why? Because if you're working more and still billing poorly, you're going to end up at the same place, possibly even worse than you were if you had less jobs. Now, that may sound counterintuitive, but it's actually absolutely mathematically correct. I showed that to you. The second business billed badly all year long, did not course correct, and it went off the track. The thing to always keep in mind is that we all have basically the same number of hours to use in a year. It's true. You're not going to outwork your competitors by just working more hours. That's a fool's game. You have to be smarter. You have to work smarter. You have to bill smarter. That's how you can win here. Number 3, if you do this, you'll have the opportunity to course correct because you're going to catch the problems. Look at those days and you're going to be able to pull the invoices and see the ones that are underperforming. Maybe you'll find out that Joe is not pricing his particular jobs correctly when he's going out. Maybe Bob is taking longer than he should. Maybe he's underestimating his time. Maybe somebody just needs a little more training. Whatever the case, it's going to allow you to pull the particular invoices that are causing that gross profit margin to dive down and fix them. Go out to your personnel, look in the mirror, figure out where the issues lie, and you can fix those before you get to December and go, what happened? Why didn't we make any money? Or at least as much money as we thought we could. This is how you can make more HVAC profit one day at a time. Remember, chop wood, carry water. You can do it using this tool. This is Josh Horn, CPA of Horn Valuation. Have a great day.